The mail-in ballots are in. Who was the acting Samcro president for the 14 months in between Season 3 and Season 4 of Sons of Anarchy? Well, back to Fog Entertainment with 3 options.
I'm the daddy.
And with 1.7k votes in a day. That's amazing.
Mayans might be dead, but Fog Entertainment lives.
I tell you what, looking at Piney's photo, would you suggest that he is dead?
I think he's no longer living.
And we're going to start with Piney. Third place, 11% of the vote.
Well, say if you can't ride, you can't lead, and if you can't brave, then you shouldn't be leading either. And after Clay got done with him with that shotgun to the chest, I don't think Penny was breathing. 11%, look, Penny ideally would be president. He's the oldest member.
First 9.
Yeah, first
Founding
9.
member.
He's got all the ingredients and attributes that you would want, but he's also got things you wouldn't want. The guy is old, the guy is decrepit, the guy smells a pish. So I think, yeah, I agree with him having the least amount of votes.
Yep. You look at Piney, there's not one instance in the show I went, aye, Piney could step up to the task. He even told Jack, I think it was like season 2, he's like, I rode my limit for 10 years, just waiting on you.
Yeah, so that basically tells me Penny...
And that's a while ago.
So Penny's barely been able to ride for probably, the last 15 years?
Yeah. No, that's not good, like. And considering, Samcro's in a desperate need here, there's just no way. And also, I don't think... Clay, in my opinion, would no problem giving, Opie and Chibs acting president, but I could see a potential beef down the line, if he gives it to Piney.
In case Penny doesn't give it back.
Aye.
Officer challenge, man.
Officer challenge. But yeah, for me, Piney shouldn't be getting... I mean, I'd rather give it... I think Kozik's more worthy than Piney, but he's not on this.
Well, he was Sergeant at Arms at Tacoma.
He was, And looking at the Mayans, Samcro sent Happy down to Bordeaux, so why couldn't Tacoma send Kozik down to Charming?
Exactly. Moving into Opie, he got 17% of the vote. And I just don't think it makes logical sense to be Opie. The reason why I doubt it was Opie is because in season 4, when Jax tells Clay about the deal that he wants out and that he wants Jax to give Opie the gavel, Clay is adamant that Opie isn't ready to lead. And I think if Opie had led the club for the 14 months that they were in prison, I don't think that would be his opinion.
Yeah.
I think he would have been more open to the idea of Opie being in charge, but the fact that he pretty much dismissed Opie as being able to lead tells me that Opie did not lead during this period of time. However, we did see Opie essentially be the only guy really available for the club when they were doing their stint inside and Chibs was blown up in the hospital. So Opie has stepped in before. However, there's a difference, I guess, between stepping in momentarily for a few days or a week and then stepping in for over a year.
Yeah, there's a massive difference there. And for me, there's going to be some people out there, right, that will say, I know, but Clay was really running things. And I know Clay said, I don't give a damn if to run things from inside Stockton Yard. But at the end of the day, right, he can do that. But Samcro still have to operate on the outside.
Yeah, he can give the orders, but someone on the outside needs to execute them.
Even if this wasn't official.
Who gave the order?
It's not like Clay was president for 93 to 2010, and then it was Opie or Chibs, whatever, was president for 14 months. Obviously, Clay still remained president. I'm not denying that, but someone was the acting guy, and 72% of the vote have went for Chibs, and I'm going to agree with Chibs, because he's age-wise, I mean, I would say he's obviously closer to Opie than he is Piney, but he's in the middle in terms of age. He's got a bit more experience. He's been around the block.
Is he really? Chibs would be closer to Piney in age than he would be Opie?
I didn't say that.
You did, that's literally what you just said.
I said he'd be closer to Opie than Piney, but compared to
I'm
both of
pretty
us in
sure.
the middle. I know for a fact what I said, alright?
Stuart's and quiet as that one.
Right, hold on. Chibs is probably about, at most
50.
15 years older than Opie.
Right.
And fucking Piney is at least 20 older than Chibs.
So you're saying Piney had Opie when he was 35?
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Interesting.
I mean, John Taylor died when he was 53 and Jax was only 15.
38.
Yeah. We're in the same ballpark.
But you do the maths.
But I think Chibs would have been the best option.
With hindsight, though, it does make sense because Chibs goes on to be the leader anyway.
Yeah.
after Jack, so I mean, it does make sense that Chibs was the one that stepped in here.
And we've never seen Clay bury Chibs' leadership.
Yeah.
Like you said there, we've already seen Chibs, play down, not Chibs, Clay play down Opie's potential as a president. Which, you know what? I actually understand that for Clay. I think there's people who you can tell who can lead, and there's people who you can tell who can't.
I agree.
And let's see what you guys think.
But it's not necessarily an age thing or like a lack of experience, because for me, I just don't really see Tig as a leader.
For me, Kozik could. I think Kozik's shown traits throughout like season 3 that
definitely.
he could lead.
I don't think Tig's a leader.
No.
But I think he's a very good VP or Sergeant at Arms.
Yeah.
So it just depends, really.
It does depend. But the comments, what are they going to say? First comment, Josh Denton was open.
But I do think, before we look at the comments, I do think Tig's best role was Sergeant at Arms.
Same. His VP run didn't last long. Well, technically in terms of time it did, but we've seen him in one episode. Damn it. Josh Denton says, was OP because everyone was locked up.
Well, Chibs wasn't locked up, so...
He might be referring to that season 2 stint that you were on about earlier. But...
Well, Chibs still wasn't locked up, he was in hospital.
I know, but...
So, he was blown up, not locked up.
He was blown up.
Get it right.
I agree with you, Josh. I disagree, sorry. Danny boy, I don't believe anyone was acting president. If it was, I'd say Opie because he was at the meeting with Jackson Clay negotiating with Putlova.
What do you mean I don't believe any of them was acting president? Like, you think they had 14 months with no leadership?
I get his point about Putlova, right?
So hold on. See when they had to do, you don't think they had any like church meetings for 14 months? Or if they did, do you think no one sat in the head chair and no one slammed the gavel? They just stood there, they sat there awkwardly talking to each other while there's a fucking ghost sitting in Clay's seat? Come on, of course someone was acting president.
Come on, man. But he's on about the meeting with Putlova, but as you remember in season 4, Clay is like distancing himself for like Tig and Bobby, and when he brings Opie, like Tig takes it bad. I don't think that's got anything really to do with Opie. Like, he was the former acting president. I think it's just more a case of Clay's like, right, let me distance myself from these people. I don't need them. Remember that? Bobby and Tig are greeting about Clay's frozen them both out.
Aye.
Shannon Ritter says yes.
Yes.
Yes to what? Chibs, I'm going to assume. Stephen Wood says, I wouldn't leave any important shit to Piney ever. Dude was so damn stubborn and stuck in his own ways that he always seemed to make things worse. When Salazar kidnapped Tara now to go to Alvarez to somehow help them get her back by playing dead, mind you, after the club secured a tentative truce with the Mayans and he still wants to shit talk the man. Yeah, like, I kind of talked about that earlier with Kozik. Kozik dealt with that perfectly. But Kozik, Tig and Piney literally wanted to drop Alvarez in his fucking backyard.
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, Piney, we just seen this guy so many times just ride off and disappear. Even when you look at Opie in season 2, that is when Piney should have fucking stepped up. Not only should he step up because most of the members are in prison, that's his son as well. Like, and what did Piney do in those episodes? When Opie was the man running around. I mean, Opie's risking his life running around in danger, and Piney was nowhere to be seen. So yeah, I mean, fuck that. You wouldn't want Piney this year. And maybe you could argue he's older. He's got one foot at the club. Maybe when he was younger back in the day, he was more respectable, more trustworthy. But,
back in the roaring 20s.
But yeah, nah, for me, Piney's just he's an old man at this point with half a cut on.
That's it. Not Bigger says, it would have been interesting to see Opie as a president and the shots he would call. Well, again, the shots he would call kind of Clay shots, aren't they, at the end of the day?
What way do you lean, brother? I mean, a guy couldn't even fucking tell his girlfriend to quit doing porn, so what kind of leader is he, really, at the end of the day?
Schrader replied saying, they would have been somewhat similar to Clay. Opie often backed up Clay in the early seasons. More season 2, if we're being honest. But
until he found out that you killed Donna.
But see, I think that's another element of weakness of Opie. It's like, I'm backing Clay just to get back at Jax. Oh, but once I find out about Donna, I'm not backing Clay. I get it, right? He's not going to back the guy that he's found out's had his wife killed, essentially. But come on, man. Opie, can he not think for himself? He's either in somebody's camp rather than actually thinking about the right thing. So even in season 4, when Jax gets him on board with the drugs, he doesn't even agree with it. But the reason he goes for it because Jax does.
Yes, exactly. I would say at the moment, probably Chibs was the best. I think Chibs had even better visions than Jax when it comes to voting and stuff like that.
I don't trust him.
Jax's vision and judgment got cloudy towards the end. if you look at
Clay's was a clear summer's day.
Chibs always kind of fought it with the right way, in my opinion.
Yeah, the club's best intentions in mind. Now, mine's season 5. Here, did he take a photo unhappy? Did he sit this one out? We don't know what happened. Maybe he got blown up again and he wasn't privy to it. Maybe someone else was acting president.
You bastards are dead.
Come on, Chibby boy. Fegan for Life says Chibs was Jax's third choice for president.
Wait, what?
I guess he was.
Fegan for Life? Oof.
I guess he was technically, though, his third choice because he put forward Opie's name and then at the end of season 6, he wanted the gavel to go to Bobby, but then he got back out and took the gavel straight off Bobby.
Hold on. Chibs was Jax's third choice for president.
Yep.
Same as in this poll, he should be third. Was he really behind Opie? I don't know.
Well, Jax put Opie's name forward, the Clay.
I know, but is that not Jax doing like a good deed for his friend? Because even Clay's like, nah, he can't fucking lead. I'm actually going to
couldn't lead with a lead on.
I'm going to actually trust Clay's judgment on this occasion.
Yeah, like that's another element of Jax's like cloudy judgment. I mean, you're just trying to put your best friend over instead of what's actually good for the club.
Yeah, no, I think if Jax was being serious, he'd have been like...
If Jax knows the gavel corrupts, and maybe you could argue by that point he didn't, surely he wouldn't want Opie in that position.
But I think if he really wanted... if he wanted Opie to be like high up, I think he should have maybe says, I want Chibs to be president with Opie as his VP.
Yeah.
For me, that works more.
It does work for me more, but Fegan for Life seems to not think that. Real Poop says, even when they were in Ireland, it was piney.
Although, if I guess if Opie is the president, then he can't really be influenced by the president because he is the president. So he can't really. His votes can't really be swayed.
Well, maybe he's influenced by his table.
Although
he has the table.
He has to go last. No, he doesn't. He goes first.
No.
So fuck, he can't be influenced by anybody.
I think Clay would go last in a vote. Fucking guns, Clay's fucking supposed to sit there like a...
Sweat out. Nah, Clay wants to set down a marker.
Guess the last guy, it's 12-0, he's like, I'm a yeah, he just slams it down anyway.
No, but Clay wants to set the marker, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Real Poop says, even when they were in Ireland, it was piney. Yeah, but what you could say is here, you've got 3 prospects, Kozaguzni and Charmant, and then you've got Tig.
Who can't ride, who can't even lead.
Aye.
The guy he wasn't even really a member. He couldn't wear his cut. Who could Tig lead at this point?
I didn't really get the vibe that Piney was the leader when they were in that. I kind of just got the vibe that those 3 were dealing with things as a joint.
I know, but if you actually look at... Yeah, I'm not saying Piney was the leader, but... Then another thing, I don't think they were away long enough to actually have Piney be a standing president.
No, like, Clay... No.
I think it would need to be a substantial period of time for someone to be an acting president. No. I think the president could leave for like a week or 2 and you don't need to have a standing president.
No, but Samcro are away. Samcro are still in the open world. It's not like, they're in jail at this point or... I mean, they're still acting. Samcro exists. Like, what's the difference between...
Yeah, Clay's still the president. He's still giving the order.
What's the difference if they went to Canada instead of Ireland? I mean, they're still far away from Charming. So, for me... It was a freeway between Piney, Kozak, and Tig working things out. The big boss says Piney was first 9. He may have been there the longest, but that patch carried no weight in the hierarchy part of the club. Yeah, I tell you what though, obviously most of the first 9 are dead, but if you look at like,
well, first 2 didn't mean shit for Diaz, did it?
It didn't, but McGee was prez, Clay was prez, JT was prez. I think most of the other ones kind of just died, but I think if you're first 9 and you've not held the president patch at like a club, you're pretty pish. And Piney comes under that bracket, I'm afraid.
Nah, that is a ridiculous statement to make. Especially when it's first started. There can only be one fucking president. Maybe that's different when you get years in the line and there's all these different sub-charters, then maybe you can branch off and you can become president of one of them.
No, I think it's ridiculous for Piney, because Piney... Right, hold on, JT dies, and what did Piney do? He has suspicions and he just like Clay Hoover all
Yeah,
over.
but I'm sure Piney could have jumped ship to Nevada or something and been a president there.
Nevada didn't exist back then.
Well, whenever it did exist, right? Whenever it came out.
When jury?
Aye.
2008? We just talked about how Piney was done.
Alright, maybe not Nevada then. Fuck out though. Name another charter.
Arizona.
Aye. Sam Dino.
Fuck. Sam Dino. Fucking Piney from the grave, could they? Like Sam Dino, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, Daddy Savage says his age and illness. Random Hero says, although he was a VP back when JT was president. No, I would actually love to know what would that's why a first nine would be so good. I would actually like to see what exactly happened as soon as JT died. Did Piney did him and Clay have a conversation about here? I want to be pres. Did they vote it? Did Clay win overwhelmingly? Did Piney even challenge Clay? What do you think happened?
Oh. I would assume that. Yeah, I would assume that Clay had the challenge for it. I can't believe Piney would just give it up.
Thing is, though, I think most of the club then probably would have backed Clay because I would reckon most of them probably didn't even want out of guns. I think that was more JT pushing that, and Piney would have been in JT's camp.
I think the VP would naturally just become president if there was no challenge. But obviously, if there's a challenge, then you're going to have to compete for it. Probably comes down to a vote.
It doesn't happen in San Bernardino, though.
Well, no, that's no. I bet
they just call happy then.
Off screen, mate.
Off screen. Moving on to the next comment, though, we've got Vegan for Life says, time don't mean shit. Then Green Matrix says, we had until Jax got it. Damn. And then the big boss says again, Opie was acting at Prez while everyone else was doing time. That was back in season 2. This is between season 3 and 4. I think some people are getting a wee bit confused. Mr. Dender13 says, for real, damn, that's what's up. Hashtag, I got this. I think people are confusing the timeline here, don't I think so?
Yeah, timeline's all over the place here.
Like, see when they were inside in season 2, it was like 2 days. At most.
Yeah, there was
it might have only been a day.
It wasn't a long enough time to fucking have a stand-in president, let's be honest.
No, it wasn't. Sandman Got Beer. The webisodes between season 3 and 4 established that Opie was acting president. Do they really? I mean, I've literally just finished watching the webisodes, episodes, whatever. It doesn't really suggest that to me. Do you remember watching them?
I don't, but I'll let you check them out.
Okay, typical Johnny5114 says, do you know you can view them? You can literally view them on YouTube. That's where I watched the one where Jax gets stabbed. But out of the 4 of them, so Jax gets stabbed. The other one, you've just got like them discussing it, like Mexican basketball. Tara visits Jax, and then Tara and Piney talk. There's nothing really that suggests Opie's acting president, or maybe I'll need to rewatch it. Who knows? And then we have got some final comments here. Alex Jara says, I've seen this series well over 10 times, and I don't remember if it was mentioned, but I would assume Piney having first 9 patch would hold some sort of bearing for acting pres. Yeah, it was never mentioned, but I thought we may as well talk about it just to see like who would have actually stepped up to the task in between season 3 and 4. And I think it would have been Chibs, because realistically, the club can't really have no one, as you said, sitting. I mean, if they just sat at the table for 14 months, no one
exactly.
in the main,
come on,
no one in the main seat.
Obviously, somebody stepped up.
I mean, if someone in your house goes on holiday, is that? I mean, you're not allowed to sit at the table. Come on, man, you're allowed to sit at the table. Of course, you are. Realist says that's who I picked. Piney. Lol. I don't think the show ever mentioned it. Rhea Poop says I think Clay said something to Piney like thanks for taking care or thanks for handling the business. It's pretty quick. Typically Johnny5114 says, same, pick Piney because of the years of experience of being the first VP of Samcro under John Teller. If I recall, I think Clay actually says thanks to, that he definitely does say thanks to all 3 of them. I can remember it when they're all slapping their fucking cartel money together.
Damn.
Thanks for taking care of business while we were inside.
You're welcome.
And then I remember them talking about Black and Proud, Sheriff Roosevelt and all that good stuff. But guys, that's us done. Chibs, you guys have voted for him to be acting president. Although I would say, based off the comments, most people thought Piney.
Some thought Opie.
But I mean, if you look at it, like 1.7k votes, Chibs is, racked up
over 1,000.
Yeah, well over 1,000. Piney, is scraped like what, 180 votes. Opie's scraped about 250.
Like that, so yeah.
Chibs overwhelmingly the winner, guys. We'll be back very soon. We will be talking about the Mexican...
Chibby boy!
Yeah, we'll talk about Chibby boy. We'll be talking about the Mexican basketball webisode and the other 2 not long after that. And then, guess what? It is season 4 time, baby. But until then, peace.